All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now doing our observational studies outside. So once you get outside, you need to get yourself set up someplace where you can see a couple of different kinds of trees. So I'm kind of set up here so I can see this tree here and this tree over here. You can set up in a different spot for each tree, but since you have to go to three places, three different trees anyways, you might as well get yourself set up where you can get a couple of different kinds. Now make sure you are set up. See, I'm kind of underneath this tree a little bit because I want to be able to see the branches. And I want to see how the branches hit the trunk and how the trunk hits. So make sure you're kind of close to your tree and maybe even a little bit underneath it so you can see, especially if the trees haven't lost their leaves yet. So you can see I am set up on the ground. I have Alright, I'm going to do mine in marker today. You should have a pencil with you, but with the light out here, it's kind of hard to see pencil on this paper in the video. So I'm doing mine in marker, but you should be doing yours in pencil so that you can erase. So you're going to, if you read the directions, you're going to pick 3 different kinds of trees to draw from observation. So you're going to draw from the ground to the top. You want to pay close attention to how the branches meet the trunk, because this is really what we're going to be using for our tree of life. So as I'm sitting here drawing, I'm looking at the trunk and seeing how the trunk comes up into the tree. I'm even going to shorten this part of the tree because in order to fit it all on my page, I'm going to shorten this part a little bit so I can really start looking at the branches. And you want to look at kind of the shape of the branches, how they branch off. Make sure you're actually looking at your tree and don't make assumptions. One of the reasons why we are sitting outside doing this and not doing this in our classroom is that when we see something all the time, we kind of make assumptions about it. We say, oh, well, a tree, I know what that looks like. Or you get to the point where you kind of think, well, I don't know how to draw an actual tree. The tree that I'm drawing looks kind of weird. And for this assignment, it's okay if your tree looks a little weird or wonky. As long as you're actually looking at the tree, it probably looks more accurate than you think. And then off of this, I've got other branches coming off here. You want to be a little bit more focused on the body of the tree and less on the leaves. Because once I put all this in, I could go in and it would take me forever to start drawing the leaves. And it also starts making it look weird. So really what you want to get today is the structure of a tree. How does each branch come off? So I did my first one, now I'm going to turn, look at my second one. This one's a pine tree. I want you to try to get at least one hardwood and one pine, because they really do have different shapes. This one comes down. It's even more wide down here. And then these, instead of kind of going out at this angle for the pine tree, this pine tree, they're coming in and kind of coming straight out. And you want to have a couple different kinds of trees to pick from as we get to the next step. So this kind of goes up and gets a little narrower. Sometimes smaller trees are easier because you can really see the shape even more. I pick these kind of mid-sized trees because they're kind of where they are. And then I've got this little one kind of sticking down here. And now that I've got those big ones on there, I can go in and start looking at, well, coming off of all of those are all of these little branches. And just looking at this tree, I'm already kind of getting some ideas about how I'm going to do the next step of this. So I'm probably drawing this much faster than you are going to, and that's okay. I've done this before. So you're going to have about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get your 3 different trees drawn. So you want to have your 3 different trees drawn. Do not go on to this part until you watch the second part of this video that we're going to do back in the classroom. All right, so go out, draw your trees.